Good morning everyone. Today's video is a special video for all those people that are struggling to get Scrum Master jobs. And very specifically, I'm talking about the section of my audience that have taken Scrum Master training courses such as PSM and CSM, and now they're saying, I can't get a job. There's nothing I can do. I just simply cannot get a job. I get it, and there's thousands of comments that I see on a day-to-day basis, which people are saying openly that the Scrum Master certifications are no use now, they hold no value, etc, etc. I really want to just talk about this in this video openly and honestly. Why some of you are struggling to get the job, number one, and number two, why you're struggling, right? The first thing is this: PSM and CSM are 20 years old. These certifications are ancient as you get. Hasn't the world moved on since then? It has. It has massively moved on. And especially with the advent of AI taking over everything nowadays, PSM and CSM is well outdated. So forget them. And those of you who think that, okay, I will take a PSM and CSM and I will easily get myself a job from that, I really don't think that's the right way of looking at things, because you simply will not get a job just by doing that. The first thing is this: when you think about these certifications, they're purely speaking theoretical. There's nothing practical about them, and because of this, you're going to suffer. Not only are you going to suffer from a learning perspective, you will not even grasp the bare bone concepts of what Scrum Master training is actually all about, what Scrum Master role is all about, what you're meant to do in the role. And that's a couple of the problems. And I'm sorry to say, there are a few instructors that reach out to me and say all the time that what you're saying is wrong. Prove it to me I'm wrong. Show to me in a very specific sense which one of your students actually got jobs. Prove it. Which one of your students have actually landed a job? The answer is none of them can prove it, because they're selling the training, they're selling the certification. And this is the problem that we've got in the industry. It's very heavy focused on money. It's making money right now. Where the industry actually needs to shift to is guaranteeing people a transformation. And I believe this is the only way you can get this transformation is through the SSM course, and especially Safe Scrum Master 6.0, the latest update, the brand new version of the course. This one absolutely guarantees you that you can get that transformation. I have seen it, and more importantly, when people go for the program, they know their skills are being elevated. They're learning new abilities, they're learning new skills, and they can deploy them in a practical sense. So they've become capabilities. This is the difference, okay? Now, some of you struggle even by taking successful programs, and you need a little bit more. You need a guaranteed way for you to actually get the job. This is why I created the 8S framework. And the 8S framework is something, well, most of you know about it, but it's been created with a very specific purpose in mind. And really the purpose is to give you those missing domains. Those missing domains that's going to help you become more fluent as a Scrum Master. And let me just go through these domains very quickly. The first one is strategy. A Scrum Master needs to know, tactically and strategically speaking, which way he's going to take the team. So this is a very strategical thing. But not only how is he developing the team, how is he going to be feeding the company? How will he be supporting the company initiatives? What is the strategic policies, procedures, practices of the project that's going to make the organization a success? So strategically, you need to know these things. And this is covered in the 8S framework plus the SSM course. That's the way you want to take this. The second thing is structure. And there are many structures available. People just think it's cross-functional teams, it's agile teams. Actually, you're completely wrong. It's not. The world has moved on quite a bit since just agile teams. You've got feature teams, you've got subsystem teams, there's many self-governing teams, and you need to know how to manage these teams. It's not just the case of, oh, I know one format of a team, which is agile teams. That's enough. A Scrum team. No, that's not enough. In fact, you're just scratching the surface. So you need to know how to handle these different structural elements of teams. Then on top of that, so that was the second piece. The third piece is the system. They are systems of working. The way the team organizes itself, the way the organization has a system in which you need to work within. And not only that, the way you think within that system, that's going to make the system optimized. So if you're going about optimizing one piece in the organization, you're trying to make one, you're doing one project, and you're trying to make that section of the organization faster, efficient, more cost effective. That will not work if you're just optimizing one piece. You need to optimize the entire piece. This is called systems thinking. Again, covered in the 8S framework. The fourth thing is scaling. Now guys, you will not be working in an environment where there's just one Scrum team. No. You'll be working in an environment where there's going to be multiple agile teams. And because there's multiple agile teams, you need to understand exactly how you're going to scale them. Scale them meaning how you're going to handle 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Scrum teams, agile teams. How are you going to coordinate them? How are you going to manage their dependencies? This is covered in the 8S framework for your benefit. That's why you need these things. The style. Leadership styles are important. That's another section we're moving on to, the fifth section. And the styles change. Depending on the scenario that you're in, you will not always be a servant leader. Absolutely not. And in fact, it's highly recommended not being a servant leader 90% of the time. This is what everyone's telling you online, which I'm stunned about. You cannot operate as a servant leader 90% as a Scrum Master. No, it's impossible. You need to switch to project management mode. You have to. And those people that are saying that project management is gone, I'm sorry. I'm actually stunned. I think these people haven't worked a day or a life in the corporate world. You know very well for a fact when you come to auditing teams, governance teams, compliance teams, they're going to ask you for your project documentation. Just show me one aspect where in the PSM and CSM literature it shows you how to show a project business case. It doesn't even exist in there. So guys, be very careful from what other people are teaching you right now. It's not, the real organization does not work like this, okay? It's not the case of you just, we just smack open a Scrum team, we give them a few user stories, give them a sprint goal, and hey presto, we go running off. Absolute BS. It doesn't work like that. You need to come up with the right project documentation, you need to come up with the right sign-offs, you need to go to the project sponsor. This also applies within Scrum teams. Why is that? Because organizations don't work purely agile. They work in a heavily set governance structure. Even the most dumbest of you would realize what I've just said there. And yes, I said dumbest because the comments that I get on the YouTube channel are ridiculous sometimes. You work in highly corporatized, bureaucratic organizations that need strong governance and compliance setups. Did you not think for once that a Scrum, PSM, CSM doesn't actually teach you that? Well, it actually teaches you that we work in very open environments. No, we don't. We work in very highly controlled environments where the governance procedures are very strong. There's sign-offs, there's handoffs, there needs to be a signature for every document and approval. That's not what's taught in PSM and CSM. It's taught something totally different. But the good thing is, in SSM, it's covering it very closely, and it's giving you tips, tools, and techniques on how to work within those processes. Okay. The sixth thing I want to talk about is skills, and skills is really important because, look, guys, it's not the case of that you take a Scrum Master training and that's you done. No, you have to keep building your skills. And that means your influencing skills. They are soft skills for a Scrum Master, but you know, influencing, negotiation, facilitation, coaching. Yeah, I agree with all that stuff. But the thing that people forget about most of the time is skills in terms of management. Very specifically, I'm talking about. Now, some of you are going to get very annoyed, but you have to know this stuff. You need to know how to run, how to create a Gantt chart, right? You need to know how to find a critical path. Okay, I know most of you are going to get very annoyed at this point. I don't care. I'm here to tell the truth. You need to know these things. If you don't know these things, how are you going to tell your stakeholders which is the critical path in the project? That's the problem, because in traditional Scrum, it doesn't teach you how to find a critical path, so you're stuck, right? But you need to find a critical path. So yeah, make sure you take a note of this. And the SSM course actually tells you openly that if there are if there's certain dependencies and yeah, there's critical path there. Yeah, there's a couple of techniques that they teach you to actually apply if there's a critical path in there. So that's actually covered in there. Okay, so that was the skills. And the other, I've got two more to talk about, which is sensing. Sensing is all about how you can stay ahead of the game. It's all about how you can foresee the future. And there's tools and techniques and methodologies available for that. And the sensing is a critical part for your team to stay ahead of the game. So rather than your stakeholders burying you with tons of work, if you can sense the changes early on and make that adaptation, better for you in the long run. The last thing I want to talk about, and this is probably the most critical piece, is stakeholder engagement. I'll tell you why. And this is really a beef of mine. A lot of the other instructors are saying online now that only the product owner should be talking to the stakeholders. Really? Is there some sort of ban, suspension on the Scrum Master cannot talk to stakeholders? Really, guys, you really need to... I think you guys need to go and work within a corporatized structure. You haven't worked a day or a life within a real company setup. That's why you're saying these things, right? The fact of the matter is the Scrum Master does talk to stakeholders, and talks to stakeholders a lot more than the product owner. You see, the product owner only talks to the stakeholders that's going to give them the requirements, okay? And obviously the sponsor. That's their main stakeholders. But the Scrum Master is talking to them, the product owner, the team, and people way more and many more different functions and domains to get the project executed. And when you're solving those dependencies and removing those impediments, trust me, you'll be talking to a lot more people than that. So your stakeholder engagement skills have to be top notch. Okay, so that's it. So guys, in this video, all I've tried to present is why you're not getting the Scrum Master job. And I've just mentioned 8 things there. And this is covered in the 8S framework. This is why I created it. If you had these extra elements in your arsenal, if you had them in your toolkit, you wouldn't be having these issues. You'd be very strong in your display as a Scrum Master. But you're not, because you don't have these elements within your toolbox. And this is why I'm saying you should take Safe Scrum Master 6.0 certification with the 8S framework. Not only is it going to guarantee you that you're going to learn it comprehensively, you're going to go from a beginner all the way to expert Scrum Master, so that when you do go for the job, you know you've went through the proper program, the proper course, the proper modules, the proper learning path, and you went through it step by step, so you know exactly how to be the Scrum Master. You know exactly what to do on the job. And that's the beauty behind it. See, it's a recipe for success. It's not a recipe for disaster. And unfortunately, a lot of other people are giving you the opposite recipe, which is going to lead you to a disastrous outcome. Don't fall for their trap, okay? So guys, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out my social media links. Feel free to drop me a message on WhatsApp if you want to contact me. And don't forget to like and share the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And also, one last thing before I go, I also have a free Scrum Master Training Academy for all of you that are interested to become Scrum Masters. No credit card, absolutely free sign up, contains over 250 plus free videos for you to watch and start mastering yourselves to become a Scrum Master today. So take advantage of that. Just go to the YouTube description link below, click on the link, and you can just put in your name and your email, and that's it. You have access to the portal, and you can start watching those videos for free of charge today. No credit card, nothing required. And best of all, we also have some internationally certified programs in there as well. So if you're interested, you can check that out as well. And of course, my WhatsApp's there if you want to contact me for any further questions. So guys, that's all I wanted to say today. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.